You didn't quit. You're really like against all odds. You're doing something that no one in the family has done, that none of your friends have done.
I'm just gonna say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Whatever is mine is looking for me.
You have to know what road to take to get to your final destination.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear.
It all goes back to one point. So I have a dream. A lot of times people see your dreams as they crazy. You going for your passion you have for your dreams may make you act crazy. You trying to reach your goals for your dreams. You're driven, you know. The dreams you have are so visionary, they may call you a genius. But it's just, I'm a dreamer. I love closing my eyes and dreaming. I don't really deal with reality when I deal with trying to work towards the future. I can't deal with what a reality is supposed to be. I have to take it to where I see it could go, where I feel it could go. I have to dream, no matter if I succeed or fail. I can never be afraid of dreaming.
Welcome back to Between Two Worlds with Yoni. Here we dive into shadow stories, the mirrors of our hidden fears and beliefs. By facing them, we learn we can rewrite the story and choose a new ending for ourselves. For years, the truth tried to warn us, but the world was too distracted by the spotlight to listen. That's where the shadow begins. Some empires stand on truth and others rise on the cracks truth tried to warn us about. Empires not built with integrity, but built with the illusion of it. Today, we're stepping straight into one of the most controversial illusions of our time. Sean Combs' The Reckoning. Not to gossip, not to sensationalize, but to reveal what happens between two worlds, the world the public worships and the world the shadows try to expose. 50 Cent didn't just release a documentary, he released a reality check. With Sean Combs' The Reckoning, 50 put a spotlight on what had been ignored for decades. The allegations, the manipulation, the abuse, and the exploitation that followed Diddy throughout his entire career. This documentary wasn't about drama. It wasn't about a feud. It was about unmasking a legacy that was protected by fame, power, and industry silence. For years, people whispered. Some spoke out. Most were silent. And 50 Cent used his platform to bring all of it to the surface. The testimonies, the patterns, and the footage that revealed who Diddy was behind the image. Whether you love 50 or not, he did what the industry refused to do. He told the truth out loud. Because this documentary isn't just a story about a man. It's a mirror held up to a culture that chose celebrity over accountability, image over integrity, and silence over truth. This is the world behind the empire, the one most people weren't meant to see.
You're legendary for the parties that you throw. Mm-hmm. You throw a great party.
I'm a legend, baby, for a whole bunch of things.
Yes.
You know.
Huh? Yeah.
This is where we have to talk about the bigger picture, because Diddy didn't operate in a vacuum. He operated inside a culture that worships celebrities. When someone reaches a certain level of fame, the image they build around themselves become a shield made of nostalgia, success, charisma, and public adoration. And that shield protects them from the very accountability everyone else is expected to face. People see the brand, not the behavior. They see the lifestyle, not the harm. They defend the image, even when the truth is right in front of them. And then there's the proximity factor, the people that cling to the edges of that spotlight, hoping for a moment of influence, validation, or recognition. Because once someone becomes a king in the culture, everyone wants to stand close enough to feel the heat of the crown. But that desire for success, that hunger to be chosen, is exactly what enables a person like Diddy to move unchecked for so long. Celebrity worship doesn't just blind the fans, it blinds the industry, the insiders, the gatekeepers, the friends, the employees, anyone who benefits from staying close. And when everyone around you is invested in the image, the truth becomes the last thing anyone wants to see.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Diddy with my newest edition of Cribs. And you're right now in my crib right here. This is my crash pad. This is where I spend most of my time at. When I'm too tired from working, I don't get a chance to drive to my mansion, you know. And I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm a regular guy. You know, this is my living room. I ain't got a bunch of fancy furniture. I got some like white people in here shooting some film and photo shoots of me. They just, when I wake up in the morning, they just like to take pictures of me and things like that. Because I got a new album coming out called Press Play in stores October 17th. But as you can see, I ain't got no furniture. I just got clothes in my living room. You know, a lot of y'all think that I'm not human, you know, and I'm not just like y'all. Look, Diddy got a scuff. Diddy got a scuff on the wall. Scuff on the wall.
Look at all this stuff.
Look at that.
And look, this is what we gonna kill it. Get the carpet.
Yeah.
Get this carpet. Look at it.
Look. Dirty carpet. Dirty carpet.
Look at it.
Look, another scuff on the wall.
Another scuff on the wall.
Another scuff on the wall.
Another scuff.
See? I told y'all. Just like you.
One of the most disturbing patterns in this story is how Diddy used people's dreams as leverage. So many of the artists, dancers, employees, and young talent who came around him weren't just looking for opportunity, they were looking for guidance, leadership, financial stability, and a chance to escape the same struggles he claimed to rise above. And that's where the exploitation began.
Grew up in Harlem. On my first job, I was a paper boy. I was a bus boy. They wouldn't even let me be a waiter. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be a waiter so bad. I always had that hustle.
Diddy built his brand on the image of being a dream catcher. The kid from Mount Vernon hustling his way out of a tough neighborhood, proving that hard work and ambition could take you anywhere. That story inspired people. It made them trust him. It made them believe that if he could make it out, he could help them make it out too. But he used that story like bait. He knew exactly what it meant to be hungry for success, to want a way out, to crave mentorship, to need someone powerful to believe in you. And instead of uplifting those people, he positioned himself as the only one who could save them and then use that power to control them. For many, the promises were always the same. Stick with me and I'll change your life. Stay loyal and you'll make it too. But behind the scenes, that loyalty was turned into dependency. That mentorship became manipulation. Those dreams were used as leverage, a way to keep people quiet, obedient, and deeply entangled in his world. Because when someone comes from nothing and you present yourself as the key to the future, you don't just hold influence over them, you hold their entire sense of possibility. That is how he exploited talent. That is how he exploited vulnerability. That is how he built an empire on the backs of people who genuinely believed he would lead them to something better, when in reality, he was leading them deeper into his shadow.
Questions resurface around the mysterious death of Diddy's manager, Chris Lighty.
Lighty managed the careers of superstars like 50 Cent and Diddy.
But some people believe Lighty's death was too convenient.
All of the unanswered questions, something ain't really right.
50 Cent has brought in a high-powered team to investigate the hip-hop mogul's death.
What happened to Chris?
Puffy might be the destination for anybody going nowhere.
I'm a savage!
Nobody survived.
Whatever I want, I'm going to get!
Did Chris Lighty know too much about Diddy?
That man might use that information against you.
All them gnats, they can't really touch me.
When you're a manager, you absorb and take on all of the problems of your clients.
Rap star Sean Puffy Combs is free on bail after a nightclub shooting in New York City.
So you take on their issues with their families. You take on issues that they may run into in the streets. You take on issues that they have with finances. You deal with the rest of the outside world. You deal with girlfriends. You deal with whatever they're going through.
I tell people I'm the garbage collector and the CEO.
That definitely was Chris Lighty. Chris knew those moves to make. He was fighting shoulder to shoulder, you know what I'm saying?
It's uncertain what Chris had to do for Diddy, but what is certain is that 50 Cent never felt comfortable around his friend's client.
He said something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding. I mean, he's like, oh, we gotta hang out. The way he was asking to try and get me to hang out with him was like, it's just weird, bro.
Okay, maybe this is one of those things where because I'm from the neighborhood, I don't understand what's really going on.
I'm just not with all that flippy shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff.
Hey, yo, I don't have no beef with Fifth. He loves me. He loves me.
Do y'all
Y'all
really
can't
have
see
a
it?
beef?
I mean, y'all can't see it.
No, we can't see it.
Y'all can't see that he loves me?
he would do a lot of foul shit. Like behind the scenes, he would do some foul shit. Like people I'd done business with, that he done business with, he would say shit that I was like, he said that to you?
That's just not me. At the end of the day, y'all see and y'all know what it is. You know, the track record. Y'all know the community service. Y'all know what I'm about. I'm not thinking about all that. All them gnats, you know, they can't really touch me, y'all.
One of the theories going around connects Chris's death to Diddy.
It has long been suspected that a cloud of death follows Diddy. Now, he's either the most unlucky person in the world because his friends, enemies, lovers, and whatever all have a habit of showing up gone.
Some people believe that 50 Cent was pushed to create this documentary after the passing of his manager, a moment that reminded him how short life is and how important it is to speak the truth while you still can. And if that's true, it would make sense because grief has a way of sharpening your vision. It makes you see what's been ignored, what's been protected, and what's been allowed to continue for far too long. And that brings us to Diddy because the behavior highlighted in this documentary isn't shocking. It isn't sudden. It isn't new. It's a pattern, a long-standing repeated cycle that people refuse to acknowledge. For decades, the signs were there, the stories were there, the warnings were there, but the world didn't want to see it. It was easier to dismiss it as gossip, easier to blame jealousy, easier to pretend it was exaggerated than to confront the reality that someone this powerful has been repeating the same harmful behaviors over and over with no interruption, no accountability, and no consequences. People didn't miss the pattern because it was hidden. They missed it because looking at it would mean facing the truth, and facing the truth would mean dismantling the image. So they avoided it, they minimized it, they protected it, and that's how a pattern becomes a legacy until someone like 50 decides that silence is no longer an option and forces the world to finally look at what it's been avoiding.
When you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
No, I
like that.
You know, I'll be practicing. I gotta look back on where I became.
Did you miss me though? For real, because it seems like a thing.
miss
this
partying
birthday
with
party,
Puff, man.
Man, but I'm talking about for your birthday.
Huh?
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party. You know what I'm saying?
In real life, what did you say?
I said, let me get away from him. Because it was like, he was like, yo, you hot now. Now we got to hang out now. Like, you know, like hang out.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know, maybe I'll take you shopping and I get you some fly shit and you can give me the hood shit. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm gonna mess up the wedding. I always say to myself, like,
it was someone's wedding?
It was Chris Lighty's wedding. It was in Miami. Nori's there. Nori knows this because I looked at him like, yo. You heard what he just said, right? He's like, yo, certain things they let it go by because it's Puff. Like they would look, like he would say stuff, and it's like he wasn't like in the closet, he was like in the hallway. Now you see so much shit that you go, wait. No, this was visible, guys.
He was in the hallway. We saw the video.
You saw that video. It comes out later. You're like, that's not the closet. That's the hallway.
It doesn't feel like all these years you've been the only one calling this out.
I look like I've been the crazy guy for a long time.
They said you're a hater. They said you're crazy.
You do this. Yeah, and now everybody's complaining. My ass is hurting. There's all this shit that's coming.
50, you can't make jokes about it.
No.
The internet might come for you, bro.
All I'm saying is,
it might come from you.
You see it now. All of these complaints. People were damned. They were and pillaged. This was what was going on, right? And what do I get for I went through years of a hater. You're a hater. You want this and that.
Puffy, you were the only one saying anything for decades.
Yeah, because we had our own little thing.
But you were the only. Everybody else
thing?
was scared.
Huh?
But everybody else was scared. So you think maybe this is a similar thing where everybody else is scared? I don't know what it is. I'm just asking.
I think that they're scared.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, You know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh.
Are you done with Hollywood because of this specific reason?
I'm still working. I still, you know, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go and do the Chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to. But eventually, I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe. I've proven what I've set out to do, and that's why I have all the patents. Whether they evaluate it or not, that's up to them. But I've done the work and finished it. Now I can go on and do whatever else we need to do.
When you really look at this story, one of the first things that jumps out is how many men around Diddy were visibly uncomfortable. Some were nervous, some were scared, and some even admitted to feeling violated. And yet, somehow, many people still struggle to see the women in this story as victims.
The 4-part series also features 2 jurors from Combs' trial who are speaking for the first time about how they reached their mixed verdict, finding Combs guilty of 2 prostitution offenses, but clear of racketeering and sex trafficking charges, both sharing their thoughts on the relationship between Combs and singer Cassie. Juror 75 describing them as 2 people in love, and Juror 160 saying in part, domestic violence wasn't one of the charges.
But let's be honest, if the situation was bad enough that grown men felt unsafe in his presence, felt pressured, cornered, or afraid to say no, then just imagine what the women experienced. Because for them, it wasn't just discomfort. It wasn't just intimidation. It was something deeper, more dangerous, and rooted in power, entitlement, and the belief that he could have whoever he wanted, whenever he wanted, without consequences. Diddy didn't just cross boundaries. He bulldozed through them, with women and with men. But the impact was not the same. Women had to endure emotional manipulation, their feelings dismissed or twisted to keep them quiet. They had to defend themselves against a powerful man and a powerful system and an ecosystem built to uplift him while silencing them. Masculine authority and an industry structure were used like armor around him, shielding him while trapping them. He used deceit, false promises, psychological pressure, and even spiritual manipulation to keep people dependent, loyal, and afraid to speak. Their stories weren't just ignored, they were erased, rewritten, or buried under the illusion of who he pretended to be. The system was stacked against them from the moment they stepped into his orbit. So if the men around him felt violated, if the men felt that eerie pressure of him not accepting no, then imagine what it meant for the women. Women had even less protection, less power, and more to lose by resisting. This is the part the public refuses to confront, but it's the part that reveals the truth.
Cassie, is she a victim in all this?
I believe Cassie's a victim in all this because she came in as she's like 18, like 19 years old in the very beginning. After a while, over time, you condition for it.
The goal of what the film is trying to do is to let the audience kind of come in to ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things, and who got the benefit of the doubt, in that courtroom?
Do you think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Not all. Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip-hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that behavior.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
What they consider a pre-existing beef, right, for 20 years. Right, is me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping, or I looked at it like it was like a tester, like maybe you'll come play with me, type of thing, right? And it's not personal.
This is the part that we can't ignore. The men around him felt unsafe and uncomfortable, and the women were still dismissed as if their experiences were exaggerated or imaginary. And part of what kept all of this going was the false redemption arc built around his image.
Vanity Fair, I live an extravagant life, and I make no apologies for it. I'm free as a motherfucker. welcome to the love era. You know, I take it seriously. God sent me here, and I'm not leaving till shit changes. It's time for that superpower, which is love. It ain't no joke. The world needs it. That's the war that we in. Love is war. You know, this is a very serious mission. Very high risk mission that God sent me on. It ain't even a black or white thing at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's love versus hate. And if you see the devil, tell him I'm looking for him.
Every time something questionable happened, there was a new narrative ready to clean it up. A charity initiative, a motivational speech, a grown man reinvention, he's changing storyline that made the public believe he had evolved. But the truth is, you can't create a redemption arc when the behavior never changed. You can only create a distraction, and those distractions enabled him. They strengthened the illusion. They made it easier for people to embrace the public success while ignoring the private destruction that came with it. Because what he built publicly looked powerful, polished, and inspiring, but behind the scenes was a man whose spirit was restless, unsettled, and fueled by chaos. This wasn't an empire built on vision and discipline. It was an empire built on violence, conflict, culture, intimidation, abuse, manipulation, and a toxic ecosystem designed to keep him at the top no matter who got hurt in the process. He didn't just participate in the chaos. He cohabitated with it. He used it. He relied on it. He created an environment where fear, dependency, and dysfunction weren't side effects. They were requirements. And when someone refuses to find peace within themselves, they will build their entire world out of the same restlessness living inside of them. That's why his empire looked so big on the outside and felt so dark on the inside. The public saw success, but behind closed doors, there was destruction, spiritual, emotional, and psychological, touching everyone who got too close. And that's why the fall hits differently. It wasn't the fall of a successful man. It was the fall of an illusion, an unmasking that could no longer hold itself together.
Now, Diddy, I introduced you as Sean Diddy Combs, but you've changed your name to Love. So where does that fit into the name?
I think that out here in London, you could understand, like, you know, David Bowie. I was always a fan of his, and he was able to give you different artistic personas. But for me, this is actually my real life is my art, and so there's been different eras. So there's been the Puff Daddy era, the P Diddy era. Then I dropped the P, then it was the Diddy era. And now this is the ultimate goal. I have become Love.
False redemption arcs don't just shape someone's image, they reshape our perception of reality. And that's the danger of a false redemption. It doesn't just protect the person at the center of it, it protects the entire system around them. But here's where we have to turn the mirror back on all of us. Because what happened in Diddy's world didn't just survive because of his power, it survived because of collective participation. From the people in his circle, the celebrities who attended the events, the ones who stayed silent, and even the fans who helped build the pedestal he stood on.
So who was with you this weekend? A bunch of my friends. Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber, so far French so good. Montana. Do you even know half the people you're naming? No. She didn't go to bed. I haven't been to bed yet. You haven't? I want to be Clay when I grow up, Court. I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go to this party. I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no. See?
And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
A lot of what's being exposed right now, it happened in rooms people bragged about being in. It happened around people who laughed it off. It happened in an industry that rewarded access more than it valued integrity. So the question becomes, How did all of this happen in plain sight? How did we help create a culture where this kind of behavior could thrive? Because celebrity culture doesn't just elevate someone, it excuses them. It gives them room to cross boundaries, to silence people, to manipulate environments, and to build an empire without accountability. And while yes, the responsibility falls heavily on the man who caused harm, there is also a collective responsibility on the culture that worshipped him, the fandom that still defends him, and the system that treated fame like a free pass to bypass basic humanity. We didn't just watch the illusion. Many people supported it, protected it, or ignored anything that didn't fit the narrative they wanted to believe. So, as everything comes to the surface now, the question isn't just how did he get away with this? The deeper question is, how did we as a culture allow something so visible to stay invisible for so long? Because when the truth hides in plain sight, it means the world wasn't looking, or worse, the world didn't want to.
Never before seen footage of Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack, King?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm going to get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand presence. You know, he has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account in how he was coming off to the public.
The exclusive video also shows Combs in Harlem greeting fans.
Lord, you win. Be with it. I'll accept it. I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh. It's like 150 hugs.
You're a public person as well, and there was one instance in Harlem, and his reaction when those people
went away.
Got in
the car and said, I feel like I need to wash, like I'm dirty. That was it showed you his character.
Was that the reason for including it?
Yeah. I mean, what's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera? Like that's one of the moments where he forgot he was on tape.
The truth behind this story isn't just the rise and the fall, but the illusions and the shadows so many people refuse to see. Because every story has a public side and a hidden side. The part everyone sees and the part that quietly reveals who someone really is. Today, we step between two worlds. The truth doesn't disappear in the dark. It simply waits for the right eyes to notice it.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.